Reddit thread. What's something that rarely happens in real life, but is portrayed as totally normal in movies? Mom makes huge breakfasts of pancakes, bacon, toast, and freshly squeezed orange juice, and the kid just grabs one slice of toast and runs out the door. The husband takes a sip of the juice and bolts as well. I'd make the motherfuckers eat the whole thing. That sounds like a delicious breakfast. Maybe my family was dysfunctional, but do people really sit down and eat breakfast like this every morning? I can understand on the weekend, but during the weekdays, how do you have time? I don't think so. My family had dinner together every day, but breakfast was kind of a free-for-all, get something if you want it. Yep, breakfast was completely on your own. Lunch on the weekends might be eaten together, but it was usually just sandwiches or something light, and dinner was a family meal. Who even has time to sit down like that in the morning, especially during the school year? My dad was usually gone before I woke up. My mom stayed just long enough to make sure I was getting up and getting dressed. Walter Jr.? Well, Walt Jr. didn't exactly run out the door. Oh baby, a cripple. In movies, nobody ever waits for their change. No one ever pays in the first place. I just walk up to the bar and ask for a beer. I guess you don't care what brand, and then take it and walk off. Sometimes they reach into their pocket, pull out the perfect amount and slap it on the bar, all without asking how much, counting bills, or telling the bartender they're taking off. That's not entirely weird, though. I know how much a drink costs in my local bar, and I've got money ready. Every spy movie, people travel from Paris to Los Angeles to Bangkok back to Paris and finish up in London. And no one is ever jet-lagged. I call bullshit on that. World War Z was the worst film for this. Literally across the entire planet without one rest. US to South Korea to Israel to Wales. He pretty much goes through every time zone. He must be pretty tired by the end. Holy shit, those time differences are mental. Plus 14 hours, minus 7 hours, minus 40 years. To be fair, he's a super dedicated soldier with his family's life on the line. By the way, read the books. I like it so much better. People park their car right in front of the building they are going inside. People in movies tend to find parking spots really easily. I wish I was a movie character. Except George Costanza. Except that one time at the hospital. Once my father had a spot like that. He didn't drive for weeks. That's like my number 2 superpower. I regularly get great parking spots. Trials happening right away. James Holm, the guy who committed the Colorado theater shooting, was just sentenced last Friday. The shooting happened all the way back in 2012. Not to be that guy, but he just got sentenced on Friday. So, this month. Wow. Poor girls living in nice penthouses in New York. But I have a job as a writer. But I have a job as a struggling writer. FTFY. Isn't that just what Cyclone 1 said? Oh. Unrelated note, how the fuck does every high school senior in movie history own a car? Bonus points if they're complaining about it being a piece of junk when it's a nicer car than I've ever owned. I went to high school in one of my more well-off neighborhoods, and to be fair, a good number of those seniors drove their own cars. Right? I just saw the Duff, and the male lead in the end drove away in a 2015 Jeep JK Rubicon despite the fact his parents are getting divorced. That is a 38K vehicle when all said and done. His parents just getting divorced. Well, there you go. Divorced parents often try to buy their child's favor during divorce processes. Or movie logic. I'd never turn on the TV at the exact moment the news is giving a report that has information about my immediate quest. Okay, maybe the occasional traffic report. Arrested Development made a joke on that. They actually had to wait 19 minutes for the report to show on television. Futurama. We're interrupting your TV not being turned on to bring you breaking news. Imagine the impact of this had aired while it turned on the TV. Movie sex usually ends in bed. No one has to clean up afterwards, so no towels, no bathroom visits. I can't even listen to the conversations that follows if there's one. I'm just thinking, yep, either her vagina is leaking or he's going to wake up with a condom glued to his dick thanks to the solid of my cum. I built my house with a cum mortar. Young adults struggling with their part-time jobs but casually living in Manhattan. Bump on the head leading to unconsciousness, and then they wake up with no issues. Funny fact, the scene in Princess Bride where Wellesley gets bumped on the head with the butt of the six-fingered man's sword after escaping the fire swamp. Real, metal, heavy sword, not a prop. 4 takes where Chris Gell slightly touched KRLs, but reaction/fallings were not coordinated. Carrie suggests hitting just a bit harder to get timing right. Chris Guest knocks him unconscious in take 5. Carrie's dead drop caught on film. Carrie wakes up in emergency room getting stitches. Take 5 is used in movie. That was really badly written, or I'm just really bad at reading. Knocking someone out for real would take a lot of effort. That single bump would probably make someone more angry. Either that or it's the opposite. They're hitting the head hard enough to get knocked out, but they're fine and more angry. High school kids have like an hour between each class. We have 3 minutes. 4 if you're lucky. Joke's on you, bitch. We had 5. Holy shit, 300 entire seconds. I only had about 20. Uphill in the snow. Both ways. Montage day and the first week of relationships. The carnival rides, the beach strolling, running through the meadow with balloons. Let me read that, nerd. It's my time of the month and these cramps are killing me. Ew, take your stupid diary back. That the nerds in most movies do not look like real nerds. They look like normal people dressed up to look dorky. These people are called Hollywood ugly, not real life ugly. This is one of the best things about shows like The X-Files. If someone has to look weird or ugly in that show, casting department commits. I was going to make a comment about how you're using present tense, but then I remember The X-Files is coming back, so nothing to say here. What bugs me most about this Hollywood ugly thing is that older men mostly are allowed to be fat and ugly to fit their roles. However, every woman need to be attractive, even the ugly girlfriends, as if there are just supermodels on the streets. Yeah, the fat, bald husband with hot, curvy wife trope is weird. Quick, clean, coherent deaths. Death in real life is not pretty. Bodily fluids are expelled, disturbing noises are made, and the person usually isn't in the state of mind where they can deliver a long, emotional speech. And twitching. Twitching alone would ruin most people's view of actually becoming dead. One things I really respected about the movie Super, the guy who plays Dwight on The Office is like an autistic superhero sort of, is the realistic depiction of violence. He, the good guy, murders the fuck out of someone, a bad guy, with a wrench, and it's gruesome. It's not like when Batman hits a guy in the head and he passes out for the rest of the movie. Not that I was thinking of, but another scene from the same movie. Overall, a very underrated movie and a good critique/interpretation of action movies. So I love Super. It's on Netflix. You should totally go watch it. I love that movie. The rape scene made me uncomfortable. Exceedingly, Libby was a crazy fuck. Is that movie on any streaming service? Netflix. Watched it last night. I hate movies with that look. Exploding cars. Every movie has a car is a Ford Pinto. It seems like they always know what to say. Most people have to think for a while and still don't even come up with something good until later. People never stutter while talking in movies. Clearly never seen The King's Speech. Well, to be fair, The King's Speech was all about the guy stuttering. Rick and Morty has very natural dialogue. Oh, I never thought of that. I like the parts where you can hear them laughing at their own jokes. Wasn't just that one time with the multi-dimensional TV thing? In that episode, you can hear the voice actor swap away from the mic during the Two Brothers Primo, but Rick tends to laugh at his own jokes all the time. That's hilarious. I fucking adore that show. I believe there are a couple parts in other random episodes where it very clearly happens. Also, there's multi-dimensional TV in other episodes. Yeah, Morty. It's almost in professional tone. The running gag about TV shows and commercials and other dimensions all being impromptu reduced me to tears every single time. Oh, gee, Rick. Rick should really start talking. Oh, the new episode comes out today, doesn't it? Oh, I already watched it, though. I watched the leak episode. I've liked to imagine the script for an episode of Rick and Morty is only a few hundred words, the rest of it being improvised. Seed has to go in Morty's butt. That's because Rick and Morty is improv, not script. They basically just having real life conversations. A lot of it, especially Rick's dialogue, is ad-libbed. If you like that sort of dialogue, you should definitely check out Dr. Katz. Everyone at the big dance / prom / sock hop / formal is a professional dancer. This is a bit unrelated, but it reminds me of the fact that when I watch the deleted scenes or outtakes that some of the DVDs offers, and in dancing scenes, there's actually no music. That freaked me out. Now, wherever I see people dancing in movies / shows, I cringe because I can't get over the fact that there might actually be no music and the actors are just awkwardly dancing in silence. But I know that's not a big deal, it just weirds me out. Oh shit, I can hear the ice cream man. Well, this video was long enough. Right, I guess I'll just edit this video together. Looks like the ice cream truck outside's gone, so I can continue finishing up this. Everyone at the big dance. Oh, I already read that one. Bathroom breaks. All dramatic tension can be lost in an instant by the need to pee. Also, I'll have a beer. Bartender hands a person a beer without further clarification. Friends just walking into your house. I mean, sure, I'll have that one friend who needs no invitation, but holy hell, it's so prevalent on TV. I love how in that 70s show, the gang just continues to walk into Eric's house uninvited and hang out, even when he's teaching in Africa. Hyde still live there. Oh yeah. Pregnant woman going from pregnant to delivering the child in like 2 minutes. As soon as her water breaks, the baby is coming out like mid-restaurant. Majority of women's water doesn't even break like that. And even if it does, the process usually takes hours. And why does everyone think these gross birth scenes are fun or interesting? Every other movie and 90% TV shows have them at some point. Also, is the woman at that moment really comfortable to have every person who happens to be around staring and cheering her on while her genitals are being ripped apart? It would be so nice if the pregnant woman in these movies has the kid away from the cameras. Or just not be a part of the plot in the first place. Journals / diaries as plot devices in school-based stories. You know, when the bully steals and reads it, I have literally never heard of this ever happening in real life. Maybe it was more of a thing back in the day before computers. I've had this happen to me as a teenager. Some people at my birthday party went into my room, found my diary, and read it out loud. Not cool. Ooh. Video games are worse for those. Journal entries, audio logs, they make no sense. Why would people conveniently leave these everywhere? They work for a gameplay perspective, though. I'm going to take the step even further. Journal entries from the same journal, spread out equidistant intervals throughout your progression, all just along the path you happen to be taking. Wouldn't the journal pages be together, or, if torn apart, have like 5 pages here, 2 over there, 6 over there? But no, one at a time, even interval spacing, conveniently just in areas that you'll be visiting. That your computer is destroyed when you shoot the screen, except that all-in-one computers. Even then, destroying the screen may or may not hurt the hard drive inside. Great, you've just destroyed the fastest way you'll ever have to destroy evidence instead of actually destroying the evidence. The files are in the computer. People having conversations in restaurants with a full plate of uneaten food in front of them. I know they have to do a lot of retakes, but there's no way I have the willpower to chat to someone before I've even started eating the food in front of me. That pissed me off so hard in the 50 Shades of Grey movie. I don't care about the crappy romance or the unsexy BDSM. I was more furious that neither of them touched their fucking sushi. Brushing with no toothpaste. What the hell is that about? Is that a normal thing even? I don't think I've ever seen that. It's not a normal thing, but it achieves the cleaning part of brushing. My mom had issues with toothpaste because it's too minty. Years later, she learned that from her dentist that you can brush your teeth with no paste and it will clean them. Now it's too late and her teeth are fucked up. Having sex at home in bed and her bra never comes off. Or, alternatively, better cover up when I get out of bed. It's not like we just had crazy animal sex with each other. Except, girls actually do this. It annoys me because I want to see them naked when it's not dark and stuff, but they're sometimes self-conscious, I guess. People not locking their cars. The exposition scene. Oh, Billy, I'm your little sister. You know that since mom died in a car accident, dad has been drinking a lot, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be invited to your wedding, followed by blah blah blah, insert name of sister. There's just no way someone would say that in real life. You put so much detail into the sister's line that you were tired out by the brothers. Honestly, I have met people who do that. Their mouth is basically just an unending torrent of useless details that it just constantly pouring out about everything, even somewhat relevant. Big Hero 6 did this while they were on a motorcycle chase. You graduate high school at 13 to do this? Yeah, it really just screams these are characters, not humans. Oh yeah, Big Hero 6, that. Ugh. The dialogue and character development in the movie was terrible, but the fight scenes were cool. Credits rolling. It happened to me credits rolling. It happened to me once while on the shitter. Credits out of nowhere. Sounds in space. And that was the day my science teacher, Mr. Duggarty, ruined Star Wars for me. Wealth seems to always happen naturally. You never see a happy movie without a rich family. In high school, when the bell rings, all the students just get up and leave. You know, most teachers don't follow that shit. Wait, most teachers don't follow that shit? You leave when I tell you to leave. And the next teacher says I'm late when you do that. If it's the last period, I was never the kid to follow the teacher's rules. School's out, I'm out. That's some hardcore shit. Mine did, because then you'd be late for your next class. I remember teachers used to complain about students picking up 5 minutes before class, though. Puppies and kittens in street corner boxes. As a kid, I thought I wasn't looking hard enough. You aren't. Kittens are everywhere. Ending a call without saying goodbye. I'd be phoning back like, hey, I think we got disconnected, mate. Baguettes in every fucking grocery store bag. Baguettes? I don't even know what that is. Stalking a girl will make her eventually fall in love with you. Or, if you are particularly manly, simply raping her will have the same effect. I'm thinking of that scene in Goldfinger. In the novel Goldfinger, it's stated explicitly, I can't say that word, that Pussy Galore is a lesbian, before Bond. Wow. CPR. In the movies, it seems like every time someone has a heart attack, it takes 6 shitty chest compressions and a couple mouth-to-mouth rescue breaths to bring them back. All of a sudden, this person who is technically dead is walking around with no pain or defects at all. In reality, only 10 to 20% of people survive long enough after CPR to be discharged, and that includes if they have massive neurological defects afterwards. Conversations go smoothly with no pauses, interruptions, etc. People, especially in New York, living in apartments, attractive people being unpopular in school or losers. That's true, that would never happen. They play it down by having them dress shabby and wearing glasses. It actually happens to this girl a lot. I've actually seen this happen to girls a lot. Oh, that's true. It does happen to girls. Especially if they are beautiful and shy. Other jealous girls will tell them they are ugly and bully them. I know a guy like this. I think it's because he was borderline Asperger's, I guess? Meeting at a bar, buying drinks, exchanging 5 words, and then leaving, drinks untouched. Fast, witty, funny dialogues. Guy strolls in and out of his job late frequently, but it's okay because everybody knows him. LOL. Try that shit in real life and you'll be hitting the curb faster than a drunk suited driver in Russia. Lots of people have this. If you do your job well and prove you're worth something to the company, no one's going to be standing by your desk with a watch checking what time you come in. This is my job. Nobody really cares when you arrive or leave, so long as you make your meeting on time and get all your shit done. Without reading the answers yet, I'm going to summarize a few that are in here that appears to be in these questions all the time. No cleaning after sex, big apartments, nice things without a job, silencers on guns, nerd finding hot girl. Yeah. That seems to be about everything in here. I'm just going to specifically look for ones that aren't. Actually, this one. People in helicopters talking to each other without using headphones and microphones over the intercom. There are helos with silent cabins, but it adds a hallucinant amount of weight. What? So 98% of helicopters have cabin noise levels just too high to allow conversations. Even worse is where they show the pilot and hover carry on a yellow conversation with someone on the ground. Not possible, Just can't work. Main characters, really smart, philosophical kids, shooting dragons with black arrows. What? Okay, I guess that's the end of it.